My ex-wife left me for her lover and returned after 10 years, asking me to take her back. My wife and I got married in 2009. We had our baby in 2010. In November 2010, while she was asleep, a flirty message appeared on her phone. I checked her phone, and it was from our neighbor. I read every message, which included texts, photos, and even plans for meetups at hotels. This had been happening since the first week of our marriage. I felt like my world was crumbling in front of me. I took screenshots of every message and saved them on my phone. The next day, I contacted them and let her know about the affair. They had been married for 4 years and had their first baby almost at the same time as we did. I confronted my wife and told her I would divorce her. She started crying and begging, but I didn't consider it. I also did a paternity test on our child because the timing coincided with the conception date. 2 days later, when I came home from work, our baby was crying in our bed and my ex was nowhere to be found. Then I found a letter from her telling me that she didn't love me. I knew this was going to happen, but I didn't believe a mother could leave her child alone and run off with her lover. I went to Im's house, the neighbor's wife. She had received the same letter from her husband. I felt sorry for her, as she was going through postpartum depression, had her baby just a few months ago, and had been left alone. Also, the paternity test results came back confirming I was the father. Even my ex's father said that if she ever returned, she would not be allowed into their house. They basically disowned her. Em was very supportive. She started coming to my house to watch the kids and even breastfed both of them. Over time, we became like a family. My son called her mom and only knew her as such. We also decided to go on dates. We got engaged a year later and married in 2013. We had our first child in 2015. We often discussed things about our exes and how they had disrespected us. We were a happy family. In 2018, when my son accidentally saw a picture of my ex, we decided to tell him that his biological mother had died in a car accident years ago and that Em had taken care of him since he was 6 months old. 2 days ago, I received an anonymous email. I opened it and it said, "I want to see my son and get my family back. We are not divorced yet." I knew it was from X. I showed this to him. Em started to get nervous and asked me if I would take her back. I calmed her down and told her that X was an ugly part of my past and that I would never leave her. I would never take X back. Now I'm confused about what to do. I will definitely not take her back, but should I let my ex see my son or not? Should I take away my son's opportunity to have a connection with his biological mother? Edit. Thanks for the responses. I have omitted many details that I want to tell you. First, I divorced her before marrying Em. I think she doesn't know because she couldn't be located. Second, I wrote L instead of M by mistake. I had full custody of my son since X was not in the picture, but now that she is back, I don't know if I will maintain full custody or not. Update. Thanks for the responses. A lot has happened since the last time. Also, I didn't want to post the update as many people in the comments thought it was fake, but to this day, I still receive messages asking for an update, so I decided to catch everyone up. So let's start by saying that we didn't require a court or a lawyer. Some of you claimed that she wouldn't have parental rights over my son since she abandoned us years ago. To confirm this claim, I contacted a friend, who is a lawyer, and he confirmed that she could face a hefty fine, termination of parental rights, and even jail time. I told him about the period of abandonment and asked what the chances of winning my case were. He told me that if a parent fails to physically contact the child for over a year, there is a 99% chance of termination of parental rights. I felt a great sense of relief hearing those words. I also started therapy with my son so that I could tell him the truth about his biological mother. Since I wanted to find out why she contacted me after 10 years, I messaged her father, who is still a good friend of mine and gives me good advice, to find out if X had contacted his family or not. It turns out she had been contacting her sister for money from time to time over these 10 years. But now her sister wasn't willing to help her because she was asking for more money. I asked him about her conditions and whether introducing her to my son would be a good idea. He responded by saying, she only has a minimum wage job and lives in a small apartment with 3 roommates. Hearing him say this made me feel bad for her, but she earned it. He said she would have a bad influence on our son, so it's better not to introduce him to X. Next, I called her sister and asked what their conversations had been like over the past 10 years. She told me everything. How X only contacted her for money because after paying rent, she had no money left for groceries and other utilities. X never asked about my son, only for money. I asked her about the relationship between X and AP, to which she replied, "He has been in prison for sexual assault since 2015. I don't know why, but I felt happy upon hearing this news. I asked her whether X knew about the divorce or not. She said X had no idea about the divorce and still thought we were legally married. I asked her to tell X everything, divorce, child custody, my new family, and that she has no rights over my son. I told him everything, and she was a bit surprised by X's behavior. She never thought a mother could be so careless towards her own child. She was shocked to hear the news about AP. It's been 30 days and X has not contacted us. Family counseling is going great, and we have decided to legally adopt each other's children. I don't think X will contact us, as her sister might have told her about her legal position and that she would just waste money hiring an attorney. If anything happens, I will update you guys." Most relevant comment. Wow, this is really strange to read. After 10 years wanting to come back. Based on what you wrote, your ex is only looking out for herself, seeking a place to stay. She's so desperate that she was willing to contact you. I'm glad you investigated by contacting everyone who knows your ex to understand what is going on with her. It sounds like you have everything under control with a wonderful family. Please don't ruin it by introducing your ex.